Hi, I'm Linda Baskos. I'm the Director of Visionise Fashion Design and Manufacturing Services. At Visionise, we're a team of passionate and experienced fashion designers and project managers, assisting fashion brands with a streamlined method to manage their development and bulk production process with the use of project management software and procedures specifically designed to eliminate costly and time-consuming setbacks whilst increasing transparency and accuracy. From our Australian-based office, we assist with the entire process from conceptualizing an idea through to the finished products produced with transparent, sustainable and ethical factories located throughout Asia. You can think of us as an extension to your team, but without the fixed overheads. In this video, I'm going through the main steps of how to start a fashion brand. I will start from the very beginning of developing a business plan. However, if you already completed this stage, stay tuned because the other steps to come, such as managing timelines, marketing, selling strategies, etc., may be in interest. There will be downloadable resources available. However, please keep in mind we have created all our resources from scratch from years of experience. So this video and resources provided are strictly for the use of our approved audience only. I hope you find this video useful and feel free to get in touch if you have any questions.
This video consists of a series of 10 videos. The first series consists of key questions to ask yourself before proceeding, your business niche, your business plan. Series number 2, create a brand name, register your business, logo and branding. Series number 3, setup cost, pricing and budget. Series number 4, timelines. Series number 5, design process. Series number 6, sample. Series number 7, bulk production. Series number 8, marketing. Series number 9, selling strategies. Series number 10, how to get started.
Ask yourself these questions. What is your vision, short term and long term? What's the big picture here? What do you want your designs to say about your brand? So it's not just about your product and your design. There's a message that you need to send to your audience. It's about the lifestyle around. It might be political view, ethical, sustainable views. There should be a clear message that represents your brand. What is your style? Ideally, you should be able to see your design and straight away know that this belongs to your brand. Who is your target market? Be very specific. Narrow this down to a very specific buyer persona and everything about this person. The more specific you are, the clearer your message, the more effective your marketing will be. What is your garment price range? So you need to not only compare yourself to where you fit into the marketplace, but you also need to compare yourself to other brands that are relevant to you. If you're doing small units, sustainable manufacturing, you cannot compare your price point to someone that is mass produced and maybe of cheaper quality and unethically produced. You need to compare to relevant competitors and audience, and you also need to price according to what is the actual cost of your garment. What is your startup budget? So we're going to cover that more in the separate slides. It's very important to clarify before you invest too much time and money to make sure that you don't get halfway into a project and realize you run out of money. What is your brand point of difference? What do you add to the market? What is different about your brand compared to other brands out there that like your competitors? Why would people buy your brand over your competitors? Is your brand marketable? So how is your marketing going to stand out again from the competitors? What's your point of difference again? Why is it so marketable, and how are you going to go about this? Who are your competitors? It's very important to keep an eye on your competitors. You want to know what they're doing, their fails and successes, and movements, but you also want to make sure that you're not same. You want to be different to your competitors. Find your niche and stand out from the crowd. Focus on one area of fashion to begin with. So your long-term vision might be to do multiple product types, such as ladies wear and kids wear or accessories or whatever it might be. But to begin with, stick to one area and nail it in that area before you move on. Be specific about your style and product selection. Limit the number of items in your collection. Don't dilute your range. There is a fine balance there between having enough product to encourage add-on sales and to not complicate your setup process when you're doing everything from scratch by trying to do too many things, and it's going to end up affecting quality and your cost too much. You want to really nail it with some core styles that you develop this amazing fit and quality that you become well known for, and you get the trust from your buyer from those styles before you start diversifying. Once you have really nailed your core styles, you might repeat them over and over again, whether it's partly repetition of pattern and colors or entirely repeating them, as with a mix of adding in gradually new styles to keep your audience interested and grow your business.
Create a business plan.
I will list some of the key points that you should include in your business plan. Research of the fashion industry and competitors. Design plan. I will elaborate more on the design plan in a separate section for design. Production feasibility and product commercial viability. Now, designing to a budget, market demand, short-term and long-term, and production feasibility is not easy. You need to consider where you place in the marketplace against your competitors, and also whether these competitors are actually relevant to your cost and pricing and based on the quantities and the material and the maker quality. There will be certain design and production feasibility limitations when producing small quantity, and there are certain fixed costs such as development and marketing that are there regardless of how much you produce. And once these costs are stretched across more or less items, it will significantly affect your margins. All of this will be covered in more details in a separate slide under budget. You should have a budget for each collection as well as an overall business budget. You need to have a SWOT analysis. Ideally, you back up your weakness and your threats with your strengths and opportunities. Selling strategies, including terms and conditions. This will also be covered more in a separate slide. Branding and packaging. This will also be covered separately in a separate slide called logo and branding section. Timelines, again, this will be covered separately, as addressing every stage from design to bulk delivery, including and there will be also some downloadable time charts available as part of this video in a separate slide. Marketing plan, again, this will be covered in a separate slide. Suppliers and manufacturers. Now, your product type, resources required, and quantities must be evaluated to which factory and which country your product type would be best suited for. Large professional manufacturers will typically hesitate to take on startup brands with a small budget, unrealistic expectations, no trading history, and with lack of experience in how the process works and the industry language. Sample rooms are expensive to run, and the workload and cost of development is usually not worthwhile unless there is a decent bulk order to absorb the setup cost. Therefore, we have developed a process to make it feasible for small startups and small brands to get on board with professional, sustainable, and ethical manufacturers. We've done this by making the process less risky and more streamlined for everyone involved. You can find out more about the manufacturing options on our website in our main menu and under our factories right here. And you can also look under each country as well for more specific information. Staff, contractors, training and consulting. It's really important to evaluate your personal strengths and weaknesses. Key is to learn a little bit about everything within your business, then outsource the jobs that you are not fabulous at to someone that is. That's how you grow your business. Logistics and distribution. How will you get your goods from the factories to your house or your warehouse, including custom clearance? And how will you distribute to your buyers, whether that is direct retail or wholesale customers? Are you using distributors or 3PL services, or are you distributing internally? We can assist with some of these logistics. Quality control. Now, how will you quality control your goods throughout the whole process of development as well as bulk production? How will you ensure that you don't find there's any faults or wrong making after the goods have arrived, when you have paid for your bulk balance, your shipping and your import cost? There are ways to eliminate the risk in that happening, and it is something that we can provide assistance for. Communication and project management system. How will you manage your project to ensure that you have clear and organized view of the entire process and timelines, as well as keeping clear and organized communication with everyone involved, especially manufacturers? Vital information can get lost when it's scattered throughout unorganized chains of emails, WeChat, WhatsApp, etc. There's a fine balance between writing essays that are so daunting to look at that they get thrown out in the too hard basket, and not providing enough information, and providing precise and clear information. Anything to do with maker instructions, adjustments and approvals must be in the form of a report, and of which must be made in a way that is clear for someone without English as their first language to understand. Workplace location. Now, where will you be distributing and working from initially, and what is your long-term plan for this? Contingency plan. Now, this one is typically not action to be made until something actually happens and you wish you had it. Business will always throw some unexpected situations, and you cannot possibly think of them all, but you can prepare for a range of possibilities that may happen, and that may be caused by internal or external factors. And you can plan for how you can work around these situations, and you can also now create a product and a business model that is flexible enough to handle the potential loss of a season, for example, or how you can avoid having all your eggs in one basket when it comes to selling methods, locations, and seasons. We can also help provide with a contingency plan template. Then finally, future goals. What is your expectation for your launch, and where do you see your business in 5 and 10 years? How will you scale your business? Does your price point and branding reflect where you see your brand in the future? How you set up your business right now is essential to where it's going to be in the future.